morning, guys. It is 2 minutes past 8 on Thursday, the 1st of June 2022. As you can tell, I'm sure, the market has literally just opened a couple of minutes ago. I decided not to wait out the full countdown there as regards showing the screen for the market. Quite simply because I would have been keen enough to see a bit of movement and show that on screen, but as you can see here, the up for the day so far, we're looking at 0.06% movement. To be honest, I don't really believe that that's anything other than a correction there. I'm not sure what it really represents, but that would be my take on that. So let's just have a quick look. If you've noticed already, actually down at the bottom right here, despite the fact that the numbers are sort of broadly similar from a month to 3 months and a year, that is pretty much representative of the roller coaster that's been ongoing for the past year. So that probably, in fact, is more than a year. If we go back to somewhere around here, let's get a date 31st of January, that is 22, and we're now in June 23. So the past 18 months basically has been a roller coaster, which is going to mean that these figures down here, even when the market does actually, when the recovery, so to speak, takes off, these figures down here are going to continue to be representative of the roller coaster for at least the next 12 months anyway, because obviously this only goes as far as a year. But yeah, it's going to take that length of time to kind of shake out the wrinkles, if you like, from the roller coaster. More fairly positive looking news this week, I think, in as much as despite the fact it's not just quite as high as it has been, we are still on a kind of a blue candle. The blue is moving nicely, gradually, but not kind of, it doesn't look like it's something that's on the boil and is going to boil over a bit like this did. It just looks a lot more stable, steady, whatever the word is that you would choose to use for that. As you can see, the value of the portfolio currently up about 2.25% on investments. So nothing to write home about as yet, but give it time. And I get the impression that things are starting to go our way. Current market value, I just caught my eye there, is nice and symmetrical, 64 decimal 0077, market open average price, which just relates to the effect of dollar cost averaging in this particular portfolio. So average price is not transferable to anything else anywhere else, but for us at present it's 62.59, which as I say, puts us in the green. So let's just have a quick look at notifications, and then I'll move to doing our weekly investment. I think, to be honest, guys, it's not really worth me reading these out, other than that there's something that catches my eye that I want to comment on, or that I know something about, and in the past I know I've just kind of went through the whole list and kind of went, oh, I don't know what that is, don't know what that is. So I'll just have a look, and anything that catches my eye I'll comment on. Now there I notice Advance Auto Parts down 32% on wide earnings miss and dividend cut. Now I don't know, to be honest, and I'm not contradicting myself here. I have a doubt about what the company is, but you would strongly suspect from the name that Advance Auto Parts is some kind of motor. What is it they call that? A fabricator. Basically, somebody that makes parts, replacement parts for vehicles. And I'm just wondering in my head why it is that they appear to have not done so well. Now, what I do remember hearing in the news not so long ago, well, I say not a year and more ago, basically with the lockdowns that were related to COVID, the word was that cars were either no longer being produced or not at the same rate as they had been before. So in other words, there was a shortage of new cars available in the market. The secondary effect of that, if you like, was that the value of used cars was said to have increased, which does correspond with what I was taught in A-level economics, but that's about the only time I've really heard of or seen much of a correlation that that was textbook, if you like. A lot of the time in financial affairs and whatnot, there tend to be several competing factors that can affect price, not just solely related to supply and demand. But anyway, as I say, in this past couple of years, the word was that the value of second-hand cars had fallen due to a shortage of brand new cars. Now, since lockdowns have gone away and production has increased again, I can imagine that a number of people who perhaps would normally have wanted to change to a new vehicle had perhaps put that decision off, rather than replacing their existing vehicle with something older. So that leads me to suspect that perhaps now, as the automotive industry has essentially got back on its feet again, it's possible, and I'm only suggesting this as a possibility because I don't know, but it's possible that there's a bigger tranche of transactions taking place for brand new vehicles than there is for the second-hand market. So of course you've got those people who had delayed their purchase. So let's say that there was a waiting list created, real or notional, and then on top of that, then you've got all the other people who would have been buying a brand new car this year anyway. So that may mean that there are, I suppose, or that there is less demand for replacement car parts. It may just be my impression, but I do get the impression that on the whole, people are perhaps not travelling just as much as what they used to. Now that said, if you look at the roads around here recently, you would be left scratching your head at that statement, because the roads here recently have been pretty busy. But what I would say to counter that is I think a lot of what I'm seeing is holiday traffic, rather than normal everyday traffic that you would see anyway. And I get the impression that a lot of people are or have reduced the amount that they're using their cars. For a potential number of reasons. For some people, it may simply be that with the cost of fuel as it was, now it has come back, but with the cost of fuel as it was, some people will have decided that it was just simply too expensive, and that they were better not making non-essential trips. And that, rather than driving the kids to school, they could go on their bikes or things like that. As I say, it's an impression, I don't know. But anyway, either way, there you go. Advanced Auto Parts down 32%. It sounds like a lot. What else have we got? Okay, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't know what a lot of these companies are. Now, notice there's a mention there of AI retracting, whereas was it the day before, AI stocks were soaring. So I don't think there's maybe a lot to say about that. I do recall hearing something in the news not so long ago to say that AI was maybe not just the what would you call that? Not just as powerful as what some people appear to assume that it could be. And the last little note here, just referring to bank holidays. This video actually would have been made on Monday, except for the fact that there was a bank holiday and the market was closed. So now that the market is open, guys, let's get on and buy our weekly £120 worth of stock in the S&P 500. This is the Vanguard exchange traded fund, and as you know by now, you're looking at it on the Trading 212 platform, and we'll send that through. It looked like we're buying 1.87 shares or thereabouts. We should see that reflected over here, 1.87. So we got that for 64.07. And thankfully it looks as if the values on the right have updated here. So as you can see, that brings us to a portfolio value just shy of 7,500. And as you know, if you look at the title, with this consistent £120 going in per week is what has brought us to that level in just over a year. So a year and 8 weeks I think we're at currently, and that's that is really the best way to invest, is to set that money aside and to put it in to your portfolio, whether you do it weekly or monthly, doesn't particularly matter. J.L. Collins, I think, has a fairly famous quote where he would say that you cannot time the market. Time in the market is more valuable than trying to time the market. And yeah, that is very true. If you look back in time, we can even do it here kind of briefly. So if I go this way, you will see that was the COVID wobble there, and then the market recovered up to sort of that point, and then the Ukraine conflict started, and it's been on a bit of a bumpy ride ever since that. But it is looking, to my mind, as if things, perhaps from around this point, things appear to be a little bit less volatile and going a little bit more in the right direction, as opposed to the wrong direction, as far as I can tell. And yeah, I would think, barring some kind of a crisis in the Ukraine, that looks set to continue. But I suppose we can never rule things out either. Guys, that's it for this week. With that, I would like to thank you for watching. If you enjoy the content, please feel free to, well, you can do whatever you like, I suppose. You can hit the subscribe button, give a thumbs up to the video, and of course, please, if you're interested in following the journey, check back again in about a week's time. And other than that, there is a playlist that these videos are part of. You'll find that on my channel if it's not immediately obvious. So you can go right back to the beginning, see where we started at, follow the journey step by step, and so on. So guys, yeah, have a great end to your day, and I'll be back.